day with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself in a cabin out of nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we both the birthday. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Christmas lights are all around. I can see them now. It's like they spell your name. It's insane. Now we're back here once again. Holidays and cheer. But now I got my eye set on you. I'm not gonna play it safe. I'm not gonna play it safe. It's going down on Christmas Day. Cause I've been trying to tell you in every way. Yeah, I've been trying to show you, but somehow still I wanna have someone to hold. Walk into the place. I've been trying to tell you in every way, but now I'm getting tired of the going away. And right around the mistletoe, and my feelings show. Show. Always got you on my mind, but I know this time you're on top of my list. Only wish. And as we decorate the tree, only you and me, I'll be making plans that you understand. I'm not gonna play it safe. I'm not gonna play it safe. It's going down on Christmas Day. Cause I've been trying to tell you in every way. Yeah, I've been trying to show you, but somehow still I wanna have someone to hold. Walk into the place. I've been trying to tell you in every way, but now I'm getting tired of the going away. And right around the mistletoe, and my feelings show. I've been waiting for so long for you. Now I've got it planned and know just what to do. I've been trying to tell you in every way. Yeah, I've been trying to show you, but somehow still I wanna have someone to hold. Give me the place. I've been trying to tell you in every way, but now I'm getting tired. I'm not going away. And right around the mistletoe, and my feelings show. I've been trying to tell you.
Good morning. This is Jeremiah's JMan with JMan Speaks, coming to you live. That's right, live and direct from our global headquarters here in Greece, New York, aka Rochester, aka The Rock. Welcome to Ask the Experts Anything Meaningful Friday, also known as A-Team Friday. Do I have that queued up? Yes, I do. Here we go. There it is. AKA All right, so I had to play the music, play the theme song for the A-Team. If you don't know what that is, you better Google it. Hop on the YouTube, check it out. So as we go along with Ask the Expert Anything Meaningful, guess what, folks? You can ask this expert anything meaningful, which means there are stupid questions. Please don't ask them. I'm sure you won't if you're watching this. You are pretty smart because you've already made great choices. But I always come with a topic ready to rock and roll. And what I wanted to talk about today was events, online events, as we proceed to be locked down all across the United States. Once again, as numbers hit a record high, we're seeing agents, we're seeing business people, we're doing, just a lot more things online. And I thought I'd hop on to help you do better with the online events. First things first, our Papa, I want to start with Facebook events because there have been some recent changes with Facebook events which can help you. There's a way to actually monetize your events if you are doing something where people might register for it online. Used to be like there was an Eventbrite integration, and that was okay, but Eventbrite took some money from that. Now Facebook is doing it directly within Facebook, and then there's another update where you can broadcast directly into the event. So if you follow us, and you might have seen that we did Good Morning NAR with Marky and Carrie. We broadcasted right into the event. We didn't do a live video on a page and then share it into the event. We broadcast directly into it. And so there's a way when you charge for something, even if it's $1 or $5 or whatever it is, I think people are more likely to show up, of course. But then there's two sides to the event. There's the public side, so you can add things that everybody can see for the event. And then there's a paid side of that discussion. Okay? So what I'm going to do is share the screen. What the heck? It says my broadcast was deleted from Facebook page. JMan Speaks. Is that the case? I don't know. We're just going to keep going, see what happens, make sure it's on over here. Okay, yeah. I still see it going on Facebook. If you're watching this live, please just comment to know that my broadcast is still going so that I don't just speak to dead air and look for comments that don't exist. So please, I see this as 5 people that are watching now. If you have questions about events specifically, or you have just, remember, ask us anything and we can answer it for you live. But I'm going to come in here. I'm going to show my screen to give you some of this. Hey, all right, princess in the house. All right, so I'm going to go like this, and then we're going to go picture in picture. So I'm just a little guy in the corner. I don't like how this looks, but I'll fix that in a minute. So here we are. Here, let me just take off. I know what I got to do. I'm going to take off the overlay just for a second so that we can see better. Cars that annoys me if the video doesn't look the way I want it to look. So here we are with picture in picture. I'm on my page right now where I'm broadcasting, which is weird. So I'm going to come over to another tab that I have already prepared. Now, if you're an agent or you are, my wife messaging me, let me just shut this out for a second. All right, so if you are an agent who's looking to do virtual open houses, or you're in any kind of industry that, if you're going to do something virtually, like an open house or a home buying event, or I'm trying to think of what else people could do virtually, financial planning, anything that's in a service-related industry, you create the event first, right? I wouldn't just go live if it's like a big event, like a virtual open house, or you have a new listing that's coming. You can create the event, and then let me just show you how things have changed. So on my JMan Speaks page, I've already upgraded it to do paid events, but I have 2 pages. I have a public figure page, which is Jeremiah's JMan Monero. That's separate from my profile because as my friends list maxed out, people still wanted to follow me, and so that's why I created the public figure page. Anyways, so if you come here, earn money by hosting a paid online event. OMG, that sounds great. Start selling from your page in a few steps. This is something totally different. maybe we'll do something on that next week. You can actually add a shop to your page. For those of you who have other services related to your business, you can start selling them online, right? It's not as complicated as it used to be, where you had to get a website and e-commerce and have a transaction, all this stuff online that you had to put together. You can do it right here on your Facebook or with Shopify on your Instagram as well. They're making it really easy. Let me come in here. I'm going to go join now. Oh, it says, and look at the fine print here. If you can't read that, it says, your page is eligible to host online events that guests pay to attend. And I don't know what makes me eligible. It could be just that I exist, right? Who knows? For a limited time, you can keep 100% of the revenue you earn. For a limited time, that tells you that Facebook will monetize this in some way at some point. So before I move forward, just come in here and give some shout outs. We got Princess over here. Let me show this. Princess still going. Princess Gonzalez, she's from Chicago, Illinois. We got Abigail Troutman. Yeah, we thank you for your support from Charlotte, North Carolina. And then Carol Smith, Alaire, thank you for still seeing me. I see you now as well. All right. Making my way back over here. Making my way back to you, babe. So this is the behind the scenes that you don't ever see on my page because you're not an admin on my page. But our post engagements are down. Page likes up 67%. People reach 1390. Let me come over here. I'm going to go join now. See what happens. Okay, select a page to set up monetization. I'm admin on a few pages. Getting started with paid online events. Earn money on Facebook by hosting events online that guests can pay to attend. You can create, promote, sell admission to, and host your event all in one place, letting you focus on creating the best event possible. You can click that and learn more about hosting. I'm not going to bore you with that. Note, and this is really important, if you use music in your paid online event, for example, as an intro or background music, please only use music that you created and own all the rights to, or is from Facebook's free sound collection. Now, I haven't checked out their free sound collection. Maybe that's a great place for you to start. It's a free sound collection. It's been my experience with the free stuff. It's usually not that great, but hey, if you're getting started, start with the free. I recommend a company called Epidemic Sounds. I have no affiliation with them, but the music you heard in the intro, the Christmas music, because I feel like I got the Christmas cheer. I got my Christmas background. I got the fire to warm up by. Epidemic Sounds has royalty-free music. It is a membership-based program, so I think I pay $15 a month maybe, but I have an unlimited download capability of songs. So that's why I change them up often. They also have sound effects so that when I want to do things like I come in here and go, oh, thank you very much, folks. Oh, yes, thank you. If I wanted to do that, then I don't know if you could even hear that. If I have it on the right microphone. Hold on one second. Just check this out. Oh, yeah, you should be able. Maybe not. It doesn't matter. See how easy I'm distracted? All right, so start the setup. You can apply for monetization, but this page follows our partner monetization policies. Again, I don't know what that is. Facebook makes up all these things on the fly. I agree to this. You guys and I know my date of birth. Get me something nice. All right, so start planning your first paid event. When you come in here, set up payout account. I'm not going to do that with you guys live, but basically you just set it up to an account. You give them your bank routing number, account number, and I'm guessing I have some paid events coming up in January, but I'm guessing it just transfers right into your account, which is nice. So set up the pay account here. Some ideas to get you started. You can host a live talk like I'm doing here. I would say that unless you really are a subject matter expert in your field, or you're doing something, this really great program, something of value that people might want to pay for, a live talk isn't, if it's $5, maybe I should start charging for admission for these, but maybe then I'd be here by myself. Teach a class. This is great for those of you who maybe are in the real estate industry, you're in insurance, you're a mortgage, I think, right, Abigail, you do mortgages, I believe, whatever you do, but maybe you're also a yoga instructor or a personal trainer or some other, I don't want to call it a side hustle, but something else you're passionate about that can be charged for. I mean, we're seeing in some of the online streaming groups that I'm a part of, yoga instructors getting 100, 500, 1,000 people. I mean, in a way, there is such opportunity because you're not limited to the studio, right? You're not limited to, oh, we can only have 20 people in the yoga studio. It's unlimited. So if you have a really great yoga practice or you're a personal trainer and you really hype people up, you can do that, get people on, and then the sky's the limit. Okay. Have fun. That's a great one. During the last shutdown, my son and I, we were doing a trivia night. What we would do is, and maybe coming up, we're going to do a talent show, and then I believe we're going to do a trivia night. I'm putting it out there. We're going to do a trivia night. What we'll do is we'll charge for entrance to the trivia night. We'll give out prizes, but then we'll also we're going to donate all the proceeds to a not-for-profit. Probably something to help the homeless or COVID related. That's what we're going to do. Again, it says only use approved music. I can tell you, man, since October, I would say they are like super strict when it comes to the music. So do not mess around with that stuff because they will shut down your live feed. Like for some reason, it had said that it deleted my scheduled stream. It could be deleted if I had, royalty, if I was infringing on copyright or something like that. Create your event at least 2 weeks in advance so you have time to promote it. Okay, so there's some events already created. But I want to come in now. I'm going to click back over to my other page where we're streaming, which you may be watching this right now, unless you're watching this on YouTube, because we are simulcasting. But if I come in here and I go to my events, where are we? Come in here and I go to the events section. So I have an event coming up next week. This is not a paid event. Let me just show you this. It'll show you the difference. So this isn't a paid event. This is co-hosted. So another quick tip, if I'm going to have Princess Gonzalez on as a guest, we're going to do an event on Chicago real estate. Or Abigail says, Jay, let's do something in, I know I'm in Charlotte, you're in Rochester, but let's talk about real estate and mortgages between New York and Rochester, because there's a lot of relocation going on. And actually, Abigail, reach out to me because I think that's a good idea. But if we're co-hosting an event, make sure that whoever's co-hosting, you add them as a host, because then that gives them the ability to invite people. It gives them the ability to share, to add to the discussion. All of these things needs to be done in order for them to be a host, or in order to help with the marketing. And so here, when you set this up, I'm not going to go into the intricacies because I think some of you have already set up a live event or an event in general. Make sure you have a good cover photo. Make sure you have a good details or discussion in there, the about section. Like that's your advertisement. That's your marketing to get people to go to the event. And so for this one, this is actually going to be, and actually if you haven't seen this already, you should go to this live event. It is free. It is hosted by the McKissick Learning Center, which is owned by Calibri, which is also Hondros. They have a number of companies. But we're going to do this live in the event where I'm interviewing Loida Velasquez. She's out of California. She has 20,000 plus YouTube subscribers, part of a really successful team, and just getting the real story of how she became successful in real estate. So when I do that, I'm going to use the program I typically always use called Ecamm. And I'm going to go like this, set up live video. We'll see what happens here because I'm already streaming at night. Okay. It didn't mess with me. Okay, cool. So you can cross-post to any other pages that you have. You come in here, you set up. But what I would do, instead of using the camera, I'm not going to stream right in here. I'm going to use the stream key. This is a little bit more advanced for some of you who maybe aren't live streaming yet. You could just use the camera in here if you don't have a separate program and go live in the event. But I would use the stream key because then that allows me to use a third-party program like Ecamm or vMix or StreamYard or Restream or BeLive.tv. Any of those programs can be used. And allow viewers to send stars during the video. I don't even know what that is. Star pin comment. I'm gonna have to check that out. That's something new again. Facebook changes so often. I could do this every week and it would be different. All right, so let me go back because now I want to show you the paid events section. Again, folks, if you're still watching, you're still here, I appreciate you, but put anything in the comments, any questions or anything you might have, because the only way to get additional information is to ask the questions of the expert. Ask the expert anything meaningful. We're going to come back over here. Now, I want to go to these 3 events coming up in January. I ran a Cyber Monday special, which is, it ends tonight, actually, 11:59. You buy 2, you get 1 free. If you buy 2 of these events, you get 1 free. And so let me show you how this is different. I come in here. I made a really cool thumbnail, right? Live video success. And, you know, I have the details. 9 people already responded. We have 1 going, 8 people interested. I still have to invite people, which I haven't really done. But this is co-hosted with somebody who I'm collaborating with, Cynthia Hawkins. She's the Heart of Florida School of Real Estate. They're in Central Florida. But what's good, since it's an online event, it doesn't matter where people are. There's no CE involved. It's just straight content. So it can be promoted all over the United States. Or all over the world, for that matter, because we're talking about live video success. Anybody in any industry who talks to human beings could, you know, stand to know more about live video success. Okay, yes, I want to get rid of that. So we haven't sold any tickets yet. We've reached 400 people, but here's the difference in the discussion. Okay, when I come in here, if I want to add a post, when I add a post, it says, do I want paid guests to see it, or do I want the public to see it? Isn't that great? So we're going to be hosting this on Zoom. And so if you're doing an event, you could say, okay, once you pay, you'll get the Zoom details, because if I come in here and I go live video success systems, register now to access the Zoom, get access to the Zoom. This is purchase content. You will only see this once you register and pay money. Then they get the link for the Zoom. It's a great way to keep it protected behind the wall. Now I have a promo video that I created for it. That's public, because if you want to go in and see more information about the event, I have a video in there to describe what the event's all about. Let's see. January 6th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, virtually. So anywhere from the world you can attend. We're going to be teaching you what to say. Okay. I don't like to listen to myself that much. All right. And I'm going to come back over here. That's basically it, folks. If you were going to do it with, let me hide this. Wait, I'm going to bring myself up full screen. There we go. All right. So any questions on that, please put them in the chat. I think I see something here. James Jock. Hi, Jay. I use Facebook Live at church every week. We use the stream key so we can live stream to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Let me bring James up. He's really doing a lot of good stuff with video. And I mean, talk about pressure, right, James? You're controlling the stream at church, man. And at this point, nobody's allowed to be there. So if you mess that up, like if my stream messes up, I just restart it. But if you mess up the church stream, oh boy, you got to pray for forgiveness. But that's good. Share anything good, bad, or indifferent you want to share about that. But if you're doing virtual open houses or a virtual event like that, what I would do is I would schedule the event. I would say open house from this time to this time. I would then, depending on, there's 2 ways you could do it. You could stream right into the event like I showed you, or I would do it on Zoom, because that would give you the ability to have 2 separate devices in there. I mean, I guess you could join your live stream as a guest and be on screen with your phone, and your computer would be another way, but that's getting too into the weeds and nerd talk. But with a Zoom, right, I'd have the Zoom app on my phone, Zoom, obviously the Zoom client on my computer. And if you want Zoom tips, I have a great, it's 16 pages of my favorite settings with screenshots and my rationale why I recommend these settings. I'll put it in the chat so you guys have it. And so James says live has been crazy during COVID, I would imagine. All right, so if I had my Zoom set up, I would get to the open house early, just like you normally would, right? It's a virtual open house. And I've done brokers opens with this, and I've done public open houses with this virtually. And so you get there early, you get your laptop set up, make sure you ask the seller for their Wi-Fi code, make sure they leave so that you can remain socially distant and safe. And then I would set up my laptop. I would then take my phone and join the same meeting from my phone. I would leave my phone muted because if you don't, you're going to get some awful feedback coming because you have two devices listening to the sound or use earphones. Now, when somebody joins the Zoom meeting, you want to make sure that you take off the waiting room as a feature so that anybody can join as soon as you start the meeting. So when they would join, I would say, oh, hello, James. Welcome to our virtual open house. Are you working with an agent? No. Okay, here we have an online sign-in sheet. And I have, if you want more information, we have a sign-in sheet through Messenger that you can use where they can say, are you working with an agent? No. Okay, and then it progresses. If they say, yes, we are. Fantastic. What's your agent's name? Okay, great. Write that down. We would follow up with the agent, right? You want to make sure you're doing everything ethically. And then I would walk through the home. I would say, hey, James, look at this lovely fireplace here. Isn't it nice? It really keeps you warm and toasty on those winter nights. As you can see, it's snowing outside. And then I would walk through the home with my device. I'm not going to be in the shots necessarily unless you have a second person there that can, again, if you're all masked up and all that, being safe, but you could have a second person holding your phone and then you're like the host. Here's the kitchen. Here's the living room. Here's the bedroom, right? And walk through the house that way. That's how you do it, right? That's a virtual open. So anything you do virtually. We have James saying we opted to do video premiere on both platforms so we could put video clips together versus live stream. Great point. So James, I'm just going to bring this up on the screen so people can see it. I'm reading what you're saying. So there's two ways in a live streaming world that you can do things. There's the pre-recorded or simulive, I think they call it, where live is live, right? I could pre-record everything that I've done today, but then I wouldn't get the interaction with you guys. But if it's a church service or if you attended the NAR conference, that's exactly the way it was. We recorded those in October, late October was the time I recorded it. And then they broadcasted it as if it was live. And then I was in the comments, in the chat, in the Q&A to answer everything live. It was a great way for them to make sure that there wasn't any issues, right? Like if James is doing it at church, they probably have, 500, 1,000, 2,000 people watching that stream. It can't go down. And so it's less likely to happen if you just have a video that you're, casting or streaming. And what he's talking about with a premiere, when you upload a video, you can premiere it at a certain date and time. And it's like it's live, right? And then there's other platforms like Restream. And if you look at, I use BeLive.tv, I use Restream, I use StreamYard, and I use Ecamm. They all have Cyber Week specials that are going to be ending today. But Restream, you can upload a video and you can then say, air this at this time, and then it airs it as if it's live. Now, Facebook does have rules about that. It says make sure that if you're debuting content as live, that it's distinguishable or that there's a notification that it is pre-recorded because they want live stuff to be live. And if you get caught faking the live, then I don't think that would be good. They'd probably ban you. I have been in one way or another in Facebook jail, either with my messenger bot or my page itself. I had 1 week where I had like 3 conferences that I was at. So my page was like bombarded with traffic from all these back-to-back sessions that I did. Facebook thought I was using a bot to gain additional traffic and like unpublished my page, Okay. Like, let me say that one more time. Unpublished my page in a week where I was getting a lot of activity, and I freaked out. I appealed it, right? Because a lot of the times it's their algorithm or a bot in itself trying to determine what's illegal or not online, and it's wrong a lot of the time. Especially during COVID, they had less staff, and it takes forever for you to appeal that because they don't really care. They don't care that you have a business necessarily. They don't care that you're come back over here. All right. So if you guys got any additional questions, put them in the chat. If not, it's about 30 minutes. We try to keep it to around 30 minutes. I can just sit and wait for you guys by the fire. My shirt today says elevate. This actually was my word of the year. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I feel like every day you should be resolute in improving. But I have a word each year. My word this year was elevate. I believe that I am always trying to elevate myself and others. The year before it was collaboration. The year before that it was relentless. So if we put that all together, we're relentlessly collaborating to elevate others. Look at that. We are going to be launching some merch soon, an online store with all of our t-shirts and stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that. Princess Gonzalez, I'm going to message you. I want to be sure that you got that Amazon gift card. Send me a Facebook message right after this. If not, I'm going to make sure that happens. But thanks for tuning in. This is Jeremiah JMan Monero with JMan Speaks. Make it a great day. And we thank you.